My name is Chase Johnson. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and we have used C3 Group several times on some of our large loss commercials and our higher end residential for their appraisal services and their public adjusting services. Their knowledge of the market, of the ever-changing regulations, and their ability to create a very thorough estimate from an understanding of construction and the management of the project.
Duh. Thanks, Melissa. Gosh, there's stuff going on outside too, so many distractions. So, once again, I've got to turn on the sound. Everything happens here with me. So again, 2 areas that we're watching here. This is the one for this afternoon and evening. Again, only up to ping pong ball size hail is possible. Rapid City, Casper, northward into Dickinson. And then this is the overnight event. Again, up to maybe a $50 size hail possible for areas such as Minneapolis, down south to Sioux Falls, and northward into Minnesota. This is going to be overnight to near daybreak, and again, we're not really expecting the largest of hail, but the possibility is still there. Now, taking a look at one of the models here, I'm using one of the earlier models of HRRR to kind of give you a better view of what's going to happen for the whole day today and for tonight. We can see here as we get into the next round. This is this afternoon, getting into later on this evening. You can see the storm development will begin about 4 or 5 p.m. and we'll move on to the north-northeast. And if I switch over to the side here, you can see as we get into 4 or 5 in the morning, we could have some activity as far east as Minneapolis, Minnesota. And again, I'm not really expecting the largest of hail, up to $half size. Hail is possible. Now, as we get into tomorrow, the National Weather Service doesn't have anything out right now for tomorrow in terms of any kind of severe weather risks, but I do think there is a chance for at least some marginally severe hail from areas such as Des Moines down south to maybe Omaha, southward into northern Kansas, Wisconsin as well. Again, nothing is out for the National Weather Service right now, so I think the chances to see hail are pretty low, but in my opinion, there is a chance. So we will see who is right as we get into tomorrow. And taking a look, here we go. As we get into tomorrow morning, you can see that there will possibly be activity in Minnesota, and then as we get into in the afternoon, evening hours tomorrow, there could be some redevelopment with this system, as you can see here in Iowa down south into Nebraska later on tomorrow afternoon and evening. So it's something that we'll once again be watching. So that's the hail part of today's forecast. How about the tropics? We've been talking about even yesterday, and I mean, just the last few days, it's been getting pretty active. It's not uncommon. It is September. It is peak season for the tropics. So let's take a look at what's going on there. Thanks again to the Merlin Law Group and the C3 Group for sponsoring. Here's Hurricane Roberto. He has strengthened. The winds are up to 100 miles per hour. Pretty distinct eye here, and again, the only land that it could possibly affect, Bermuda. And it looks like the track has moved a little bit to the north compared to what we saw yesterday, so that's good news for the people in Bermuda. And it will continue to move on to the east-northeast as we get into tomorrow, Thursday, and then move away from land completely as we get into the weekend. So that's one storm. And you can see here, it could still reach major hurricane status as we get into the next 24 to 48 hours, but it's not really going to be hitting a whole lot. Bermuda is still up in the air, but other than that, I mean, it's just going to be affecting fish, ships, I don't know, whatever is out there, and then it'll just move on away and start to weaken as it moves to the north and gets into some colder waters. So let's take a bigger look here. Here's Humberto, and you can see the storm that we were talking about yesterday. It is now a tropical depression. This is Tropical Depression 10L. And then we also have the activity in the Gulf of Mexico. This could become a tropical depression as well. It's right off the coast of Texas. Doesn't really look like it's going to become anything, of course, major, because I mean, it's about to move into Texas within the next 12 to 24 hours. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's focus first on the tropical depression. Winds are only up to 35 miles per hour, trying to get a little bit more organized. And as we get into the next few days, you can see it's not really going to be doing a whole lot in terms of strengthening, and I'll show you why in just a second. It will possibly become a tropical storm, it looks like, within the next day or two, and then it may reach hurricane status. But as I mentioned yesterday, it doesn't look like it's going to be affecting a whole lot in terms of land. There's one lonely model that may take it to Florida. You can never take out the outliers. We saw what happened last time. You never know, right? But as of right now, most of the models are indicating that this system will be turning to the north and the northeast away from land. And if we look at the strength possibilities, it may become a weak hurricane, but even that, it doesn't look like it's going to become anything major as of right now. And lastly, I promise, this is the disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico, moving slowly on to the north into Texas. This is, again, not a storm yet. It may or may not become a depression. It looks like there's a good chance it may. There's a 50-50 shot. But for the most part, it's just going to be a lot of rain. If you're in the Houston area, it's going to be a wet one for the next few days. You may have to have a boat. But yes, lots of rain for the southeastern parts of Texas. So I think within the next 12 to 24 hours, it will be making its landfall, and it may or may not become a tropical storm. Most of the models are saying it may or may even not become a depression. It's just a really not very impressive in terms of wind. It's just going to be a very slow moving, heavy rain maker. So active tropics, but nothing major as of right now. But it's September. We still have another 2 months to go. So if you guys like hurricanes hitting land, you still have some time, I promise. But other than that, that's all that we have for today. Make sure you set us first on Facebook. All you need to do is go to our Facebook page, click on the follow button, select See First, and you will hopefully not miss anything that we post. And if you haven't noticed already, we do have a brand new site. We launched this in March. So if anyone is returning to Hail Trace or new to Hail Trace and you're having issues with either the PC version or the app version, give us a call, email us, and we can sub some training so you know how to work our products and you can get out there and make some moolah because money is good. So if you have any other questions for us, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. I promise you, we are very nice. We love to help you with any of the needs that you have. Check out our website at hailtrace.com. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com. We also have an Instagram. There are many ways that you can contact us. Keep an eye on what is going on in the world of weather, whether it's tropics or hail or both. And that is all that I have for you today. I am meteorologist Heather Kay, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday.